Alright. How's it going? So, in this one, I'm going to show you a little thing that I like to do just when I'm, like my hands are rusty. I haven't been playing for a week or two. I just hit training mode for a little bit, and I just do FADC combos with her, and you can make it as complicated as you want. And the reason why Cammy is so good is because now her spiral arrow, the fierce one, hits from further away. So you can just keep doing combos and FADCing forward. So what you do is you do combos, and then you get used to the dash, so you can, like, and you want to continue the combo, but see, so I got to 10, and in my mind, I have 3 combos. So my 3 combos are light, 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 into crouching medium. So I do that for a hand warmer. Like, I'm talking like I'm a fucking Smash Brothers player. So my goal when I warm my hands up is to go 1, 2, 3, then fierce into that. And if I ever want to get crafty, I do that. And it's something to loosen up your hands. But the thing is, it's, especially with a character like Cammy, you want to be as far in their face as you can. And it's different for this game because, sure, you can, FADC forward is -5 now, which in 2012 you could just use it as a free way to get in. Like, you would just walk up and be like, oh, you blocked it, well, you know, good luck, I'm in. So it was really cheap. But now, obviously you can't just do it willy-nilly. So, but if you can actually get her FADC combos, that's safe. So like say we're doing Ryu, and he blocks this, so, and I just go down, you dash forward, hold down back, and hit light. If he uppercuts, you'll block, and if not, light kick will come out, and you just continue doing what you're doing. You know, you can set up the frame traps. That's all. I mean, it's as simple as that. You just find your FADC combo, and you just go ham with it. And the good thing is it speeds up your wrist or whatever, how you do it, and you'll move quicker. So you'll just get used to it. It's hard to explain, but like you can do the same thing with Ken. It's really up to you if you want to do it on a blocking opponent or not. Personally, I like to see how many hits I can get. I used to do stupid things with like evil Ryu, so I would do like the big, you know, just big combos over and over, and I would see if I could hit 99, because after 99 they just fall out, so I would go until they fell out. But I don't really have the patience for that shit anymore. So you can do the same thing. You just have to kind of, you know, so you do light kick, light punch, DP, fierce DP. So 1, 2, then 1. Well, other than the annoying as shit super, you can just train it however you want. So just do that, and you'll get, you know, you'll get some crazy things. And the reason you're not getting the full juggle on your uppercut FADC has to be on counter hit. So, just get your execution up, I'd say, first, and then start trying to do that. And like, so if you look at my thing, so I'm FADCing, and then when it hits level 2, so 2 hits, I get it, then I'll dash forward. So like I was telling you before, I'll hit forward and focus at the same time. So if you see up in my inputs, it looks like one arrow to the left, and then, so it's because it's plinking forward with focus. So that's why it double inputs it. So when you get the second one, it makes it easier. So you just kind of, you just do that. And remember, you have a lot of time. See, I mean, look at that. I even did the down forward motion. Don't get too far ahead of yourself, because you're gonna knock yourself out of damage. So if you saw there 500 damage because I waited, but if I do it too fast, you're just gonna. Oh my God, really? This is starting to annoy me. Well, even on him, it'll hit that high. But it's something in the back of your mind. You don't want to mess up your damage and all that. Plus, in this game, you could just use FADCs like as like an engine to build your execution up. Because if you think about Street Fighter V is all footsie based, and it's not very execution heavy, at least from what we've seen so far. So if you want to get your footsies up, in my opinion, I think a strong footsies come from it's an offensive and a defensive thing. So personally, obviously have a way better offense than I do defense since I played Cammy, and with Cammy, I never wanted to get on the defensive just because I didn't feel comfortable with her stuff early on. So what I would do is, I just made it so I never had to block because I was always hitting you, and that's not good either. But I did learn from that how to confirm off of stray hits, and then once you learn how to confirm, it makes your footsies better, because then when you're just dancing, like, oh, I didn't hit that, and then you get the hit, then you convert it into damage. Like, you just have to really get used to it. And then you can do fancy ass shit like that. The other side of footsies, of course, like I said, is defensive, and that's the whole dancing. Obviously, there's certain characters, like walk speed has a lot to do with it. And I think when you have a better walk speed, like someone like Cammy, it just makes it easier to bait, because you could just kind of, like, you just shimmy step, and then, but hers goes so much further than Viper's. Like, if you use the squares on the floor, so my foot is at half of a square, and if I shimmy, I should be able to go back to that half a square, right? So if you see, I hit forward real quick, that moves me about a quarter of a square. When I go back, I'm back. But with Cammy, that'll put me like half a square, and that's a big difference, because it's just, if human reaction is 22 frames and they're looking at that, they'll go, oh shit, like he's in range, and then by the time that they realize that they can sweep or some stupid shit, you're right here, and then you're just like, buddy, like, nah, don't even think about it. And that's when you throw out your medium kick, you get a nice spiral arrow, you just make him eat shit. You just really want to, like, you just want to make sure you learn your aspects of it, because footsies, it is the hardest thing in the game, and that's what separates the top players from just people like you and me. Because I have a decent footsie game, but I'm not going to sit here for 40 in-game seconds just like I can't do it. I mean, and it shows in my characters. I play Seth, so all I do is dive kick. I just get the fuck in. Cammy, dive kick. Viper, I mean, burn kicks. Guess what side I'm on? I don't want to guess. Like, you just shit like that. But That's why people like Evil Ryu is a very easy character to play, but to master, he's so hard because it's confirming, you know, the stupid shit like this into, oh, like, I guess I'm Evil Ryu now, I'm gonna get the damage. So you just really need to learn all your little things, and then you can take those lessons that you learn from other aspects of the game and just utilize them all of the time. Like I said, personally, I went from character to character to character over and over to learn things. When I started this game, I played Ryu first because he was easy, and frankly, I was a Daigo clone. And then I picked Cody, and I just really did big damage with Cody. I didn't even play him even halfway smart. And then once I actually started getting serious into it, I did Rufus, which I learned dive kicks and just the power of throws, because that's like half of his game. And, you know, learning how to use throws as an offensive and a defensive option, where if you're just up against a wall and you can't get into that wall, throw's a nice way to get in. Because if it goes off, cool. And if they tech it, both of you guys don't lose. You're back at a neutral state, and at least they know that that's a thing now. And then once you start going for throws, then that's when you're walking forward and you go throw, and they're like, oh, well, he's going to throw. And then you're like, walk forward, and then you just back up, they go to throw, and you're just like, and now you eat shit for it. So I learned that with Rufus. And then Cammy, I learned just non-stop pressure. You just I never really had, like I said, I never had to play defense with her. And that's what turned me off of her, is because I played good people with good defense, and then, you know, it didn't work out well. And then I did Seth, and Seth's good, but he had the low health, and that, in my mind, I told myself that if I'm worried about getting hit, then I should play a character with less health, because then it'll make whenever I get hit a bigger deal, so then I'll never get hit again. So then I was, so that's when I started learning stuff like safe jumps, because I got tired of jumping in on assholes like Ryu, and they just mash it online, and oh look, like a quarter of Seth's health, just because you hit fierce DP. Like, it wasn't fair to me. I hate that. So that's when I started, figuring out, like, anti-DP tech. Like, I know that if I do that and he DPs, it'll whiff. So, yeah. So I learned that stuff. And then I went to... God, who did I go to? I went to everybody, man. I went to Faye because I wanted to learn a footsie-based game. And actually what I picked up from Faye is how important the corner is. Just the fact of me being here should be extra scary. And they have no options, because if they go to jump out, I can Thunder Knuckle. I can catch anybody on their jump out. And it's just having... It creates this oh shit situation in the back of people's heads where they're like, damn, like, I can't jump back, I can't jump out. And it gives anybody, I feel, like a footsie vortex, because now they have to go, if I'm going to go low, am I going to go high? If they try and jump, am I going to get that anti-air? Do they know that? Like, so then they're too busy thinking about those options, and I'm just like, oh, I'm just gonna keep doing this. Like, oh, I got a hit, cool, now let's convert that into damage, like, and then that's it. And then as long as you maintain your pressure, that's always in the back of their mind. And then so after all those characters did Seth, went on backwards, then I went back to Cammy, and I started using all of those things that I had learned, and then it just all came together, and for a solid, year and a half, I was really good with Cammy. And, that's when I started figuring out those dive kick setups, because I didn't want to eat shit from DPs, max damage, and the importance of it. Just how much it shortens the game. If the difference is between 2 max damage combos and 4 combos is just massive. Like, if I can kill... If you give me an Ultra and I get 3 hits, I can win. That was the idea in my head, and once I realized that if I start sitting down and maxing my damage, and punishing as hard as I can, it creates this situation where people are just scared because they know, like, if I'm playing against this Ryu, he knows that if he whiffs a DP, I can do, like, you know, into that. That is 409 damage, and it does about 650 stun. And he knows, after that, I can do a burn kick cross-up, like so. He has to block that. If he misses that, or my personal favorite, you just jump and you do the light one, and then you get that. And then you just do it again. Truthfully, you just do it right when you get over their head. I don't even know what side I'm on. They have to guess. I mean, if they guess right, good for them. You know, they're better than me. But it's just, like I said, it's all taking those little bits, putting them all together and thinking big picture. And one of the best ways to learn all of those is playing someone who's a lot better than you, because they force you to learn these things. Like, I don't know if you've ever met him. His name's Nar. He's a really, really good Akuma here in Colorado. He's insane. Like, I used to have casuals at my house, and he would come over, and I just remember thinking that I was hot shit, and I got, like, double perfected 4 games in a row because I had no options defensively against the Akuma Vortex. I didn't know what to do, if I could block, what side it hit on, like, if his little demon palm was safe. I didn't know that. And once you get put in that situation where you're not good, then you have motivation to get good, and you want it so bad. Not like, I don't think I've even still beaten him, but in like a 2 out of 3 set, if I can take 1 out of like every 20, then that means I'm making headway. And I'd say right about now, I could probably take some games off of him. It'd be close. He'd probably pull ahead, but it's just little motivations here and there, you know. And that's really all this game is, just learning what you want to do and doing it. Just taking control of what you want and making it happen on a game-to-game basis. Don't let anybody tell you your character's shit. Even if your character is shit and you know that, any character can be good as long as the player is good. And you see that every single time in tournaments. You know, Jesus Christ, T-Hawk is terrible. And T-Hawk, all of like 10 minutes ago, almost took out Momochi at Southeast Asia Majors. It's just, if you play smart, you can beat anybody at any time. You know, all it takes is 2 games. That's all it takes. So just don't get frustrated. I know it sucks, and especially with scheduling and stuff, you can't really play other people, but just talk to people. You know, we'll schedule something. If you just keep talking in Extra Fresh, people will find you, they'll play you. You'll get better. You'll get forced into that corner where you can either fight your way out or give up and, you know, wait until Street Fighter V. It's really up to you. But just keep it up. If you got questions, ask. And have fun. See you Wednesday.